The following program is not a cult initiation type of deal. It is simply a gathering of like-minded individuals blocking out their immediate surroundings while engaging their new friends in contemplative thought. For a mere $5 per month, you will be recognized by the group for your significance in society. Outsiders are not shunned per se. However, we cannot ignore the fact that they are obviously less desirable persons than those who... Okay, fine. It's kinda a cult. What's with all the negative connotations around the word cult? Nobody judged you when you signed up for the cult of Netflix, now did they? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the following program. I'm your host, Joe Neerman, aka Good Lawgic. Hope that your last, 64 months were going really good for you. Because that's how long it feels like I've been away. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I have like cobwebs on my computer here. It's like I walked in, I was like, woo! Woo! I'm back. I'll be back. Yes, I am back in the flesh, or whatever it is that you call your screen. You're not really touching flesh. It's more like face. Don't hit that. That pauses it. And yeah, thank God. Thank God. Vacation was really wonderful. Managed to get one stream out, sort of. Like one kind of stream out on Sunday. Gave a little bit of a brief update. I have much more significant updates for you this fine evening. Some good, some not too surprising. I will try to be awesome. I will try to be awesome. But before I can be awesome, before I can even start going down the road of being awesome, I need to call attention. To the awesomeness of Bella Stella. Oh my God, Bella hitting me before I come back in here with 20. Count them, 20 surroundings while engaging their new friends in contemplative thought.
That's not what I wanted.
$5.
Oh my gosh, stop that. 20 Good Lawgic memberships, including Joni Miller, Old Drill Sergeant, Muffin Rando, Mama Rocks, Neil R. Frazzle Says, W. Daisy Girl Williams, Cat Mama, Live, Laugh, Bark, Michael Burke, Leslie Sorensen, Rob Allen Jr. Hey, gifted a membership by Bella Stella, Kelly R. Rebe, I don't know, R-I-E. You can really go either way. Hallie P. Hey! Nice! Hey! There you go. Hallie's one of my regular, she's like gifting me in the back end of things, like behind the scenes. So it's nice that she got gifted with the memberships there. Warren Moffat, Lisa Walters, and Renee Collins, all of them gifted courtesy of the one and only, look at here, another time. 20 Good Lawgic memberships. Those of you who are new to the following may think that, oh, this is some kind of cult or something like that. Not at all. Not at all a cult. This is universally recognized as the least culty cult of all time. It's not a cult. It's not at all a cult type of cult. Everyone knows this. So, also needs to call attention to my good man over here. My good man, Master Phillips, dropping another 10 Good Lawgic memberships. God bless you. So let's see who did he take care of? Who did you take care of? Where are you? I gotta scroll up to find those 10. And the 10 who were gifted, Real Hydro PX. Bear Ashby, another longtime follower here. D. Zmowski. Brian Ogden, another one. Man. Silent Rage, K-Jab, Sadie, none of your business. All these people here. He got the old schoolers here. I recognize all these folks here. Jeremy Alt and Michael Zippo, all gifted good Lawgic memberships. In case you're confused, becoming a follower does not make you part of any kind of type of cult at all. No mandatory tracksuits, no Kool-Aid, no spaceships, no running shoes. There's no trainers. There's no trainers. No goat sacrifices. No squirrel mutilations. No stabbing yourself with the jabby jab. No self-harm at all or harming others. It's really just about community unity. Some leadership training and personal growth. It's obviously nothing related to being a cult. I'm not the leader of the following. I'm a follower just like you. You fine folks. So there you go. I think we covered that. I think we covered it. You all know. May Day is it really Cult Day? I haven't heard that. I don't have a ton to give you, but thank you for what you're doing, Joe. You're my favorite digger. Aw. See, I'm a digger. That's all. Jeez. My dude! What is happening? What is happening here? Bella, you're so awesome. You're really too kind to me. You were really too kind to me. Bella hitting 20 more. 20 more. Garrett Pace. Digger 007. Terry Burns. Huajatola Chic. Nana 1776. Extreme Shaft. Bama Girl. Infernal Machine. Emily. Yeah, Miss Lisa. Saffron. Jesus Freak. Cool Frog. Hey, look at that. Cool Frog's here. How are you, Cool Frog? Gifted a membership. See, you pop in here. You got gifted a membership and everything, Froggy. There you go. Drew gifted a membership. Psychology of 9. Goose Toots. And you get a membership. And did I get everyone? I'm not sure if I can't have gotten everyone. Jesus Freak. There you go. Did I call him? I think I might have called him. Dana McCoy gifted a membership. It's like it's just one person after another. Infernal Machine. My gosh. Bella's saying, and you get a membership, and you get a membership, and you get a membership. It's craziness. Craziness happening here. Craziness. And you see, this is so kind. So I'm gonna give you another horn there for that, because that was very awesome. Tammy Joe hit me up with a very warm thought. Saying, welcome back, we missed you. I missed being here. I really missed being here. I have so many updates to give you. So many updates to give you. So much to tell you about with respect to our fight to maintain our First Amendment rights. Our fight to maintain our First Amendment rights, which are seriously in jeopardy. Oh, Cool Frog, giving it back. Cool Frog, giving it back. See, I like that. That's nice. He's like, I don't need to be gifted. I can give back. I can give back to the gifting there, King Ginger 333. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. That's very kind of you. So, what's going on? You're probably all wondering, what the hell's happening? What the hell is happening? I even got an active chat going on here in locals. My diggers are active. I got 10 folks in there. That's people. What was the show saying? I genuinely have had withdrawals. Oh, and so does Tracy. I really miss being here. I really do. I had a very weird several days. Very, very weird several days. Very weird several days. And I had epiphany about something that I had done wrong, which just was a very painful thing. Anyway, Krabby T Girth over in Rumble. Hit me. Saying, Joe, it's not a cult, it's a TLUC. I'm not even sure what I guess that's cult backwards. I'm pretty sure it's cult backwards. That's by my spelling. Thank you so much for hitting me up with the rant. What's been going on? Okay, so yeah. It's a very, very weird holiday. It was a very, very weird holiday. And frankly, I am only myself to blame for that, because I kind of made it a little weird. In the sense that Maybe I will another time. Probably not tonight, though. Probably not tonight. Maybe another time. It's the wound is still fresh. So, anyhow, 1,100 followers tonight. LFG, amen. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, no, you guys are so nice. I'm so proud of you, Joe. God is with you. I hope so. I did retain counsel. I retained counsel, sorta. I think you'll be happy. I think you're going to be happy with what I have to tell you about that. I'm almost positive you're going to be happy with what I have to tell you about that. Before I get to that, let me just cover some of these things here. Joe, did you see the protesters UNC move the U.S. flag and put a Palestine flag until a bunch of frat guys showed up and put the U.S. flag back up? I saw that the U.S. flag had been put back up, and it's like they're so... It's BLM. How does everyone not see this? This is BLM all over again. That's what's happening here. It's just BLM. It's the same people. It's just BLM doing what BLM does. We need to be heard. We decide we're going to feel a certain way about something because we were told this is how we're supposed to feel about it, and this is how now we got to scream about how we feel about it, and we're going to be really miserable and make everyone around us who has no control over the situation as miserable as possible so that they can similarly be as miserable as we are. That's what BLM was. That's what this Free Palestine is. It is literally the exact same thing. They just got slightly less. It's like a different shade of brown face. Is who the oppressed are. It's so stupid. It's so transparent. Oh my God, Bella Stella. Oh my God. Just hitting me. Thank you so very much. You're really too kind to me, Bella Stella. You're really too kind. Thank you. I'll give you another one of those because that was really. So yeah, no, this is just BLM. It's BLM doing what BLM does, and it needs to be called out. It needs to be called out because it's so transparently self-involved, and it's all about like none of them know what they're fighting for, who did what. They hear a name and they're like, this is the one who's the evil one. The same way they get triggered against Trump, they get triggered against Netanyahu, they get triggered against anyone who basically, they don't know anything. Ask them who al-Bashar is. Ask them that. Ask them. I guarantee you that you go through 100 of them, you won't find 3 of them who ever heard about al-Bashar. And how many hundreds of thousands of Muslims he's killed. No, they don't know anything. Not a damn thing. They have no idea what's happening in Syria. All they know is Israel's bad. Why? Because that's what they were told to believe. Stupid. Biden as joke. I'm not the president. I'm a citizen just like you. I'm not the president. There's no president. They're only citizens. Anyway. So where was I? Yeah. So I wanted to explain to you all before I plan on going through with you. I don't know if I make it all the way through. I don't even know if I'm going to make it all the way through the opposition. I won't make it all the way through opposition. There's no way. And you'll hear why shortly. You'll hear why. I'm going to start going through it. I haven't even gone through it myself yet. I was like, I looked at this and I was like, there's no way. This is not happening. Are you kidding me? There's no way. There's just no way. I started going through it, and I'm sure a lot of it is fluff. I'm positive that 90% of it is fluff. But so much fluff. Oh my God. So much. Pages and pages and pages and pages. And pages and more pages. And then they got another 3 books. And there's more pages. It's a lot of fluff. A lot. We'll get to it. We're not gonna get all the way through it. There's no way we're gonna get all the way through it. I don't know. We'll start piecing it out. I'll start figuring out exactly what role I'm going to take with respect to that. Let me first get into the whole attorney thing. So when we last left, that is funny. Having an Uber deliver food, demanding that they get served their meals. This is so self-entitled children. They sound like such idiots. How do they not realize how stupid they sound? All right, I want to get into the whole ungagged Trump application because you all, there's no one else who's going to be giving you updates besides me. You can find out what's happening with Columbia University and UCLA and all those other stupid children running around, basically throwing their little temper tantrums. Let's focus here on the ungagged Trump application, because I'm your only source for that. So those of you who missed it, with respect to what happened when I was streaming, so on Saturday night, I tried streaming and set up a stream, and then when it came time to stream and I hit start, it was taking a long time to load up, and then it started and I never got connection. There's a 7-minute video, which I still left up there. And I left up there really because I couldn't believe that Bella Stella had gifted me, as did another individual, sent me $100. And I was just like, these guys are so generous. They're so nice to me. They really are. I never even got connected. I never even said a word. No one saw my face, nothing. 7 minutes of just dead air. And I can't begin to tell you how appreciative I am of the support that you guys have been giving me continually throughout. On Sunday, I did get on camera and it did connect. I was in Virginia Beach. I spent about 35 minutes giving background as to what I had been doing. I'll just summarize this. What I explained was that on Friday, I wrote a long post on X where I was basically expressing my frustration with the fact that it's like, you know, all these folks go on TV and they have their podcasts and they're writing their articles and they're really important and they're really highly regarded, very respected, highly intelligent, uber lawyers, super lawyers, amazingly talented lawyers. And I am not questioning any of their credentials or their heart and sincerity in everything that they're doing. And they're saying, I think they really mean it. But I'm just like, what the hell is happening? How is it that nobody is saying, hey, you know what? Let me take a look at this application here. Why didn't you file a damn application yourself? You're all media. Why didn't you file an application? If you didn't like my application, file your own damn application. I was getting so aggravated. It's very nice to sit here and like basically complain about the state of the world and then do nothing. That's like what these little kids do with their stupid Free Palestine. You're stamping your feet, except instead of stamping your feet on a camp battle and doing nothing. And I understand you can't always do something. You can't jump into every fight. I get that. You only have so many hours in a day, so many different causes that you can jump in on. But I mean, at least to like read my paper, at least to like, you know what, say, you know what, I'm going to invest a half hour into helping this person who's desperately waving a flag saying, yo, over here, at least see whether there's any merit to the claims he's saying, he's throwing out there. And I'll tell you this much, Mark Randazzo, he came out and he said, I don't agree with your position on this. Your papers are nicely written and everything like that. I just don't agree with your take on it. Well, I think he's mistaken. I'm very confident he's mistaken. At least he bothered reading it. At least he bothered telling me that he read it. It's like, so what? It's like you can't even acknowledge reading it? So I was so frustrated by this. I was just like, come on. Let's pretend we're all on the same team here at least. God, what's wrong? I mean, it's a similar type of arrogance as those elitist lawyers who are saying, oh, this guy's got no chance. So we don't have to bother even like reading his Article 78 application. The ones who are fighting against me, it's the same ones who are the ones who are on my side. It's just different. I just like the position of the ones who are on social media more than the ones of the ADA. It's the same elitist attitude. That's what it feels like. It's very frustrating. All right? It's very, very aggravating. And it's what's really frustrating about it also is this, because I always worry that it comes across as if like I want them to look at it because, you know, it's my thing, they should look at it. No, it's like, if you're not, either look at mine or draft your own stinking papers. But don't be like, oh, this is just throw our hands up. This is just a calamity that's striking America. I'm going to do nothing about it. Not even look at a potential answer to the problem. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I was like, maybe they never saw it. Maybe they don't know anything about it. And like I said, I credit Mark Randazza. He said he's pretty straightforward. He's like, look, you know what? I'm too busy to do this. I have people who are paying me. Like I can't just drop them. I can't just drop everything and just go fight the good fights. I get that, and I can stand behind that. I disagree with his take on my arguments. I wish he would have had more time to get back to me. He actually texted me privately. I'm gonna follow up. I didn't tell anyone. You haven't heard this part yet, okay? Because I gave him my number, my phone number, and he texted me and he said, I'm gonna try to, because I said, please, just give me 15 minutes of your time so I can at least explain to you where I'm coming from here, and you tell me where you're coming from, and that'll help me hone my arguments, and maybe some of it can be shifted a little bit if I'm really wrong. I'm not looking to throw out fallacious arguments. What the hell's the point to that? So, and he actually agreed to do that. He just said, okay, I'm really busy this week, but this is not an emergency, is it? And I was like, dude, I'm in court in a week. So it kind of is. It kind of is. Like, I'm arguing this on May 6th. How much more time? So I was like, I really do kind of need you this week. And I never heard back from him. But you know what? At least there was some effort. I can appreciate there was some effort. I'm sorry. Robert Barnes, I credit this man incredibly. I cannot, I'm telling you right now, and I mean this sincerely. Robert Barnes, what did he do? He saw my thread and he basically he basically went on a line for me. And he's like, look, here's a guy who drafted papers. They seem to have credit. Maybe you can look them over and just give him your thoughts on it. And he sent that to Dershowitz, sent it to Turley. Nothing. And I'm just like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. So then I go into the holiday, and when I come out of the 2-day holiday, so I get a form letter from Jay Sekulow at the ACLJ, basically telling me, go to hell. Like, thanks. I don't know if they ever read it. I don't know what they did, but they just basically told me that they had no interest in actually doing anything here, which that was disappointing. But okay, fine. Nothing from Dershowitz, nothing from Turley, and but then I got a text message from Eric Hunley and from Robert Barnes, both of them telling me that there was a woman. I don't remember her name. It was Kim or Amy, who had reached out to Ron Baruti, asking him to jump in. Ron Baruti, which is, and apparently he has a background in basically being pretty friggin' based. Over the last several years, though, he's a litigator who practices in New Jersey, and New York, and a couple of other jurisdictions as well. And he's been really investing his time and his efforts into basically fighting against COVID restrictions or other things that are aligned with my perspective as to all the wrongs that are being heaped upon us by the current administration or various judicial institutions, being supported by various judicial institutions. I actually had an interesting conversation with him about the recent split where Amy Coney Barrett was in her concurrence mode in that whole role she played there, which I thought was interesting. So anyway, so he told me his background and he shared with me that, and I assumed that he found me through Robert Barnes. He didn't. He found me from this woman. Neither was maybe I want to get her name. What was her? I want to get her first name at least. I'm not going to dox her. She did great work. She did great work. I think Robert Barnes told me who it was. One of them definitely told me. I want to get her first name out there and credit her. Kim. That's what it was. It was Kim. So thank you, Kim. Oh my. See, this is the other gentleman over here. The other gentleman who in a 7-minute video where I said nothing. You're back. I'm looking forward to the show, Joe. Thank you so much, my brother. You're awesome. You're back. I am back. Anyhow, so Kim basically so Kim basically got a hold of this Ron Baruti. And he basically, and when I reached out to him, he's like, "Who are you?" I texted him. He's like, "Who?" So I said, "Eric Hunley, Robert Barnes." He's like, "Who?" He's like, "No." And like then finally he realized it was this woman, Kim, who basically called my situation to his attention. He was very intrigued by my whole Article 78 application. So I got on the phone with him. We had a whole, it was when I was to this morning, I was planning on coming back. I had a flight scheduled for 6 a.m. to return from Virginia Beach back up north. And that flight was, I found out last night, was canceled. So I ended up getting on a different flight, which was supposed to be at 11 o'clock in the morning. Didn't end up leaving until noon. We were sitting on a plane for an hour before we left. But and then I ended up calling him around when I landed in Newark, and I spent like an hour giving him the background as to, and he really hasn't been following the story very closely at all. Like I don't think he even knew really very much about. He knew there was a gag, but he didn't know the extent of the gag, and frankly, I was walking him through the legal rationale that had been employed by Judge Merchan in issuing this gag order. So in that sense, like I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know that I want to hand complete control of this case over to anybody. I have very distinct ideas as to how I think this case should be argued. And I don't think anyone else is as equipped to argue it as I am. And that it could be hubris, there could be arrogance, or it could be like, I sort of feel like when you embrace the cause as being your own, you're sitting there, and especially if you have spent time working on how to develop strong oratory skills, there's a different level of just passion and ability to sort of pound home a point that if you can harness it and keep it controlled rather than emotional outbursts like someone screaming, "Free Palestine!" but actually harness it into something cogent and something that you can recognize is likely to strike a chord with your potential audience, I think you're in a better position to argue with than anyone else. So I pitched to him the following things. I said, this is why I ended up retaining Ron Baruti. A, he seemed based as anything. B, he seemed very intelligent. C, he agreed to my terms. And the 2 terms I gave him were this. Number 1, I'm not promising to pay you anything. In fact, I'm not paying you anything. But I would be willing to create a GiveSendGo. I told him I'd create a GiveSendGo and really pitch it. And I will. Especially to help cover. He's like, the one thing that really, he's like, I really can't handle are the out-of-pocket costs. He was explaining to me that if we assume that we're going to lose on Monday, which reality says we need to take that assumption that First Department is certainly not a captive audience to anything that might potentially benefit or will directly benefit Donald Trump. Not to say that they're tilted or biased or twisted, because they're not. They're good justices. It's just they're in a culture here, which is basically it's very hard to escape the culture. It's very hard to escape the culture. So you always hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And the worst means that we'd have to appeal to the Court of Appeals. And if we're unsuccessful at the Court of Appeals, which when you're appealing, more often than not, you are unsuccessful, we should anticipate that we're going to try and go to the Supreme Court and try to be granted and file a petition for certiorari before the Supreme Court. Now, I'm not admitted to practice law in the Supreme Court. Apparently, there is a special admission there. I actually started taking steps to try and get that affected, where I would be legally permitted to argue in front of America's 9 most hallowed justices. And so what I said to him was, I'm not promising you money, but I will try to cover. And those who are interested in participating, I thank you for that. And there's a link in the description below. It's the GiveSendGo, which is basically GiveSendGo.com/ungagtrump. And I basically told him that, the first monies will be that we collect will be used to help recoup those out-of-pocket costs that I anticipate he's going to be incurring if and when we apply for a cert, where he's anticipating those costs to be roughly $25,000. That doesn't even include the costs that will be employed for printing when we make our first stop at the Court of Appeals. So that is what that is. That's what the GiveSendGo is about. The other thing he gave me that I really felt was important was, I said, I want you to represent Good Lawgic LLC and not represent me personally. And that I will come in pro se personally. The advantage to this is that he's able to prepare papers and help me in basically lifting that burden. He's someone who I can bounce ideas off of rather than me primarily talking to myself like I'm Beethoven during the last couple of years of his life, and pitch different ideas around as to what's a healthy way to approach, healthy arguments to make, and dissect each other's papers. And I anticipate that I'm primarily going to rely on his papers and adopt the papers and basically in this way, we get 2 cracks, with him being able to present oral arguments on behalf of Good Lawgic, and me being able to present our oral argument on behalf of myself personally. I think that would be a way where I can help this. I can have this load be somewhat lightened, have someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable as to how to handle this whole appellate process and to move forward. And he said that whenever he takes a case on, he's expecting it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And he said this is the type of case that the Supreme Court tends to like taking. So he's very optimistic that if we should fail at the appellate division in New York, at the Court of Appeals in New York, that at the very least we have a pretty strong crack of making our case before the Supreme Court. And my point was, should that happen, I really want to be able to get up there and speak. At each step, whether it's the appellate division, Court of Appeals, the Supreme Court, I want to be able to present argument. I think that's important. So that's why I figured you guys, I feel as if many of you were concerned about the idea of me stepping back and allowing another attorney to present this case. And that's why I'm here to basically reassure you that while I have brought in the cavalry, so to speak, with respect to finding counsel to assist me in basically going through this process, that I am not abdicating the opportunity to make this pitch for myself, because I think that that's an important element here. I think it's a very important element. So there you go. That's the story That's the background. 100 correct, Joe. We have too many large voices taking unwilling to grab their tools to stand up to the current tsunami of ideology. Yep. And yep. Thank you so much, my brother. Anyway, so that website is GiveSendGo.com/ungag-Trump. Link down below. I don't need that money today. I don't need the 25,000 today. But I do think we're going to end up having to try to fight our way to get into the Supreme Court. So one of the things that he found for me, which was very helpful, was that his read of the CPL law is that we have an automatic right to get into, assuming we lose on Monday, instead of having to request an opportunity to go to the Court of Appeals. That his read is that we have an automatic right to march into the Court of Appeals without getting special permission granted, the way we would need special permission granted to argue before the Supreme Court of the United States. So that's a good start right there. Not even a snack. Not even a snack. I don't know what that means. What did I say that has to do with snack? I don't know what that means. Bring your own tracksuit. Tunnels will teach the rest. I don't even know what's happening. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I deny any knowledge of what y'all are talking about. Breck Nichols, hit me up. Joe, I missed you greatly. I really did, but let's get Grand Lawgic in here. Stat. I think you mean Great Logic. Grand Logic. I don't even know who Grand Logic is. Anyhow, so that is the story. That's the story I wanted to share with y'all. Now I got. So what I do is, and I sent Ron Baruti my papers, and when I sent him the papers, and he seemed really impressed by what I had written. He was like, "Wow, your papers are pretty good." It's like, I'm not an idiot. I know what I'm doing. I know how to. I'm at least a decent writer. I'm okay. I don't hold myself out as being like, Jefferson, but I'm a fairly strong writer and I can express myself intelligently. So, yeah, so I think I read legal writings of other people and I'm like, wow, this is dreck. I could do better than that. So, yeah, there is that. Is Steve Gosney around? Steve Gosney in here? I see people acknowledging the Gos. I haven't seen him in forever. I miss Gosney. People are waving at Gosney. That's what I'm seeing here. Seeing people waving at Gosney. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyhow. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to share with you. Yeah, I don't know if my dad's coming in anytime soon, by the way. He actually he fell on Passover and actually, thank God it's not like anything like, tragic or anything like that, which when, an older person falls, it can be. It's nothing tragic. But he cracked a rib. So, yeah, he's on the mend. Just curious, if you do go to SCOTUS, what color will the special edition tracksuits come in asking for special edition SCOTUS tracksuits? It's funny. I sent a tweet out. Yesterday, I think. And I was like, oh man, this is a perfect place to take a swipe at RBG. Because it was the perfect place. I was looking for like someone who the left idolizes, who's no longer alive. And it was just the perfect spot to take a swipe at RBG. And I was like, I don't know if that's tactful. I have to like consider that even if there's like a 3% chance that sometime in the next 2 months I'll be arguing in front of the Supreme Court, I gotta be a little careful. It's like now's not the best time to make that joke. So, have you seen the unredactions in Trump's doc case, the search warrant indictment, where it shows Trump's setup over the classified docs? Glad you're back. I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Now I'm feeling like I gotta watch me some Robert Gouvet and catch up. Deep breath and prayers for harmony and success, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you, I feel remarkably calm and confident. I feel remarkably, like unusually calm and confident. Normally when I go into to deal with court things, I internally, while I try to hide the external and keep a steady visage, I internally will feel some level of agita. And on this one, I really don't at all. And it's like I'm not, but like I relish the opportunity to get up there in front of those 9 justices and make my case. I relish that opportunity so badly. Like this is what I was born to do. Anyhow, we'll see if I feel that way the morning of, right? We'll see if I feel that way. That I actually get my wish. That's right. So be careful what you wish for. But right now the idea does not feel intimidating at all. It feels like, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? All right, where was I? Oh yeah, I had some papers to share with y'all. Oh my God. This is what I got. I just want to make sure that no one can see anything if I share this. Like, you can see too much. How do I make this? How do I do this? I'm trying to figure out. I came back from my holiday with 15 emails from the assistant district attorney. 15 emails where they say 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 3 of 8, part 2 of 3 of 8, part 3 of 3 of 8, part 4 of 4 of 8. Then there's from I don't know, some woman, Lisa. I don't even know what's from the Office of Court Administration. I got the assistant district attorney. Each of these having, and then there's like 4 of 8 and 5 of 8, and there's 2 6 of 8s. Is there 2 6? There's 7 of 8 and 8 of 8. I have 15 emails here. 15 emails because they wouldn't all fit. All the documents he's attaching. That's why it's such a big deal. All the documents he's attaching would not fit in 1 email or 2 email, or frankly, even 8 emails when you need 4 3 of 8s. I don't know what the heck is happening here. And I was just like, all right, I don't even start opening this until I get home. And then when I got home, I was like, let me just forward all this on to Ron Baruti and let him take a look at it. And I started looking at some of them, and we're going to be looking at them now. We're going to see what I got from these guys here. So let's do that now. Yeah. So he sent me the first email here. I'm trying to figure out how I can share this without like really like just sort of doxing like all my, I don't like this at all. How do I get rid of that? Don't like that. I didn't really think this through. I didn't think this through. What have an idea? No, that doesn't work. This is the first email I got. Look at this. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. Make this bigger. Really? I can't make you bigger? Oh, what do you say? Mr. Neerman, my name is X. We met briefly when you presented your TRO in this matter. I'm preparing the people's opposition to your filing, which we will file today. Typically, filing to the NICEP would constitute service on adverse parties, but it looks like the AD docketed your case differently in a way I'm not familiar with. Yeah. Welcome to my world of pain that the clerk decided to drop on me just for reasons that are uniquely known to the clerk. To make sure we get everything today, would you please consent to email? P.S. Sorry for bothering you on your holiday. See, here's what he's not understanding. You're not bothering me on my holiday because when you send me an email on my holiday, I don't see it on my holiday. I see it after my holiday because I'm on a holiday. So that's why you're not bothering me. You can send me 1,000 emails. It's not bothering me on my holiday. It's really that simple. It's a concept which I know is foreign. Apparently, we should rest assured that his pronouns are he, his. That's what I was told to rest assured that his pronouns are he, his. So I don't feel bad for anything I've said so far because every time I refer to him as a he. So I've been complying with his pronoun request. That was the first email. So he wanted me to basically let him know, hey, is it okay if I send this to you by email because I can't upload it to NICEP? To which I would have loved to have said sure, but by the time I read this, it was already after service was already due, and there was no way for me to help him. So that was the first email. So that one we don't have to worry about. We can go on from there. What was the next one? The next one. So that was sent at 9:02 a.m. 11:43 a.m. on April 29th, he says, Counsel, this is the first of 8 emails I'm sending with people's verified answer in this matter. Counsel for OCA consented to service by email. Petitioner did not respond to my email, so I'm sending this as a courtesy. With a hard copy to follow, I will file to NICEP this afternoon. Will you? Show me how. I would love to see that because the clerk doesn't want to let anyone file to NICEP. That's part of why I've been so upset. Please let me know if you have any questions. Best. And he signs it with his name. So here we go. This is his people's verified answer. Let's download it. Open. I'm going to open this up here. This is his verified answer. Apparently it's 37 pages long. Let's see what he's got for his answer to my stuff here. Let's see what he's got. See, this is so nice. Linda Richards hoping I give him hell. I don't know when I won her heart, but God bless you, Linda. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are here. Chag Pesach Sameach. It's a little over, but I appreciate the warm thought all the same. SCOTUS appearance will definitely secure a YouTube gold plaque. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, I'm trying to get to 100,000, and YouTube doesn't seem to want to embrace that idea. Tarot Psychic Zelda Kelly says, you feel calm and confident because you and God make the majority. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Blessings, Joe. Look, I'm not promising that we're going to win. I'm not promising I'm going to win, but I still feel calm and confident that, like, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to do my best. And I think I'll make effective arguments. If God wants them to win, they'll win. If He doesn't want them to win, nobody's winning. Okay, here we go. Verified answer. Oh, sorry, I got one more here. Kathy Trout says, prayers for great Lawgic. Your stream last Saturday was your best show yet. Thank you. Thank you. My 7 minutes of silence trying to connect was very solid. Barb loves Alaska. With the rant, how long would a gag order initially stay in place, such in the case with Trump? Would it end when the jury comes back with a decision one way or another, or can Merchant keep in place even after? See, this is a really good question. You want to know why it's a good question? You want to know why it's a great question, Barb? Because no criminal defendant has ever had this before. Nobody. 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 That's why I'm going to court. That's what I told Ron. You cannot tell me that he's the, and this is one of the things I pointed out to Ron Baruti. I was like, think about this for a second. I understand he has legions of fans, and there's some of them could be crazy. Is he the first popular person, mega superstar, to stand defense in a criminal trial? I don't think so. I think he's the first person who had crazies who supported him, who probably called up the district attorney's office and said things that I would never come out of my mouth. Probably so. It's probably happened before, even without them exhorting or saying that if you come after me, I'll come after you, which apparently is the biggest offense in the world, according to the DC Circuit Court. I spent a lot of time reading that DC Circuit Court decision, a lot of time reading it, and I was like, this is just, and Ron Baruti put it properly. It's like they come to a decision and then they backfill. How are we going to try and like come up with ways to justify this by plucking from this line and from that line? That's how it reads. When I read it, I was so bothered by it. I was just like, this is so transparently empty. It's so transparently empty. And that's why I'll tell you this much. I really do feel if it gets cert granted, I feel really confident that this case is going to win. Really confident this case is going to win. Like really confident. Because it's such bad law. It is such bad law. This is such bad law. Anyhow, what's Joe? Joe, why is everyone saying Joe? Why is everyone saying Joe? What happened? What happened? Oh. I did. I started getting into my answer here. And Doug, my mod in chief, the head mod of the Rumble ghetto, the Fitty. I'm gonna give you another one of these. We the people have your back, Joe. Thanks for the fight against our corrupt legal system. Good to know there are a few good ones left. I apologize. I don't know how I missed that. I saw Barb Loves Alaska, and I don't know how I missed you, and Doug. I apologize for that. Thank you. So sorry, and Doug. I think she knows it was not intentional. I just saw Joe. Thank God I was looking over in the Rumble ghetto. I would have felt terrible. The lawyer's name is Ron Baruti. My lawyer. GoPlac was me being ironic. Happy for you, for real. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see me get to 100. I gotta get to 100 soon, right? It's gotta happen. All right, where was I? Okay. Verified answer. Here we go, Philip. Me, him. I am an assistant district attorney in the New York County District Attorney's Office. I'm one of the attorneys assigned to the underlying criminal prosecution of Donald Trump. That's the basis for this CP Law Article 78 petition. I'm familiar with the facts and circumstances underlying this case. This verified answer is based on my information and belief, the sources of which are my involvement in investigations, a review of documents within the files of the office, and conversations with knowledgeable individuals. That's interesting. So, hearsay? That's your knowledge? Is hearsay? That's your knowledge? My knowledge is hearsay. Conversations with individuals. I don't even know what that means. You give me a verified answer, and you're starting, verify means like it's under oath, that's to the best of my knowledge this is true, and you basically start with, okay, here's some hearsay for you. Can I open this up? I want to open this up in Adobe. Give me a second. So review documents in the files of conversations with knowledgeable individuals. Okay. All right. By indictment 71543, filed March 30, 2023, New York Grand Jury charged defendant 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree, Penal Law 175.10, in connection with an illegal scheme to suppress negative information about him before the 2016 presidential election. The case is assigned to Respondent Justice Merchan. Trial began on April 15, 2024. I don't know why everyone keeps saying justice. This is such a weird thing to me. Every time I ever referred to, when I was first practicing and I referred to a judge at Supreme Court as justice, everyone chided me that I was being stupid and naive and a greenhorn. And yet I can't deny the fact that I'm seeing one person after another with respect to this case refer to Justice Merchan. He's not the first one, and I'm not saying that he's ignorant. I'm just confused by what's happening here. But, all right. In two orders issued prior to commencement of trial, Justice Merchan imposed restrictions on extrajudicial statements by defendant to protect the integrity of the criminal proceeding to prevent harm to individuals involved. Justice Merchan issued the first order March 26, concluding that speech restrictions were necessary in light of the defendant's uncontested long history of making threatening, inflammatory, and denigrating extrajudicial statements against local and federal officials, courts and court staff, prosecutors and staff, assigned to the case, and private individuals, including. So he's got a history of being a bad guy. Wow. So this means no matter if he gets charged with any criminal cases, even if he says stay silent, the history of being a bad guy, he should be gagged. This is the first thing. How do I make notes? Can I make notes? Can I make notes here? I never tried using it for this before, so I'm going to see if this worked. Do you see that? What is this? My knowledge comes from hearsay. Why can't I put it? I want to insert it like here. That's what I would that do it? If I did it here. I'll try that on the next one. Okay, decision order. You're all getting to watch me work here. I was not supposed to be working. That's why I got a lawyer. Decision order. Justice Merchan issues second order on April 1st, 2024, amending the restrictions in the first order in response to the statements by the defendant attacking the court's family members. I'll let that go for now. Attached to Exhibit A. For the court's convenience, citations to the record in this affirmation identify the relevant document followed by a parenthetical reference to the exhibit to this affirmation that contains the document. Thus, for example, we cite the second page of the court's March 26, 2024 order restricting defendant's extrajudicial statements, the 326 order, which is attached here to as Exhibit G, as 326 order at 2, Exhibit G. Okay. All right. In sum, Merchan's order restricting extrajudicial statements prohibits defendant from, I'm assuming you got all this, right? Actually, I shouldn't trust you. Making and directing public statement by no reason for witnesses. Yeah, okay. You copied this straight from the order, which is exactly the same thing that I wrote as well. Just now, this is building blocks of background of information. You can't go after, make public statements about any prospective juror, any juror in this criminal proceeding. The first two restrictions, parallel restrictions that were affirmed by the U.S. Court of Appeals, the D.C. Circuit Court, and defendant's federal criminal case pending in the District of Columbia. It's true. I looked at that. I spent a lot of time looking at that. The third measure restriction is narrowly tailored additional measure that protects the integrity of the jury and prevents jurors from being intimidated or harassed. Leave that for now. On April 8th, defendant filed the CPLR Article 78 original proceeding in this court seeking. This defendant is Trump, not me. He filed the Article 78 original proceeding in this court seeking a writ of prohibition against enforcement of certain aspects of the order restricting extrajudicial statements. A single justice of this court denied defendant's request for emergency stay on April 9th. And a panel of this court denied defendant's motion for a stay pending review of his Article 78 proceeding on April 23rd. So that's with respect to getting a stay. So he didn't get a stay. That's Trump versus Merchan. Respondents answered this petition on April 19, 2024, and the proceeding will be heard by the panel of the court during the week of April 29, 2024. Which I was wondering if anything happened with that. One of the things, the first thing I did when I checked the news was I checked to see if, when I came out of my holiday last night, was I wanted to check to see, was there any development that the gag order had been modified or lifted in any way by the First Department. I didn't see any news on that. Separately, petitioner filed this CPLR article saying also challenging Merchan's order restricting extrajudicial speech. Petitioner purports to be a reporter who provides legal information, philosophical discussion, and entertaining commentary regarding law, politics, and current events. Although the order restricting extrajudicial statements does not restrict petitioner's speech, petitioner claims as a reporter he's entitled to challenge those restrictions based on its incidental impact on the media. Petitioner argues that the order is unlawful because he claims Merchan misapplied the law governing restraints on extrajudicial speech. Yep. Lacked a sufficient factual basis for imposing restriction on defendant's speech. Yep. And unfairly prevented from responding to attacks by potential witnesses. Yep. Petitioner seeks, in effect, a writ of prohibition from the court against the order's enforcement. So far, so good. All true. All true, he, him. The petition the petition should be denied. Not true. I mean, I know that's where you're coming from. Petitioner asserts a derivative claim based on the alleged violation of defendant's First Amendment rights, but defendant has no unqualified First Amendment right to attack jurors, witnesses, and prosecution staff. Yeah, that's where you're wrong. On the contrary, the U.S. Supreme Court has long held that trial courts have not just the constitutional authority to prevent those type of attacks, but an affirmative obligation to do so in order to preserve the integrity of the system. No. You're relying on Shepard v. Maxwell. Okay, first of all, no, never once was there. That's not a gag order. That's not a gag order. Shepard v. Maxwell is regarding the media in the trial. That's what it is. The media and how they act in the courtroom. That's not a defendant outside the courtroom. Gentile v. State Bar of Nevada. So you're saying this is a long held. Yeah, it's not so long held, buddy. I hate to tell you that. Not so long held. Not so long held in the sense that this never happened before. Oh, it does work. Look at that. That's good. No defendant has ever been restricted from making statements that were not otherwise illegal. I don't know if you guys can see, but what I wrote here is not long held. Shepard, I'll read to you what I wrote here, what I'm writing after. I'm sort of taking notes myself for later, because I do expect I'm going to be putting some papers in. Shepard equals intervening with Sixth Amendment rights of defendant, Gentile, specifically rooted in the fact that attorneys, I never thought I would know this much about First Amendment law. Officers of the court have already, see how much faster I'm learning to type also? And again, it's my typing. Subjected themselves to court's jurisdiction. All right. Multiple courts have now upheld similar restriction on the defendant for similar reasons. Yeah, well, that's because they seem to think multiple courts just must shall permissibly impose the restrictions. So this requires a comment. Never has Trump been gagged as a criminal defendant in the state of New York, which purports to be far more protective of free speech than the milder protections afforded under 1A. One of the things I put in my papers was that New York claims as their legacy that First Amendment rights that are federally guaranteed are a bare minimum threshold. But this is New York. Our protections here under the 8th Amendment of our state constitution are far broader, far more protective of individual liberties than the bare minimum requirements of the First Amendment. So no, I don't give a rat's patootie as to what Judge Chutkan or even the DC Circuit Court said, because this is now New York, and it's a criminal defendant in New York. So this is a new yardstick. Rasham permissibly impose restrictions and additional speech by defendant petitions to derivative claim that those restrictions violate the First Amendment rights are meritless. Yeah, I don't know if it's so meritless, but yeah, that's what you're hoping they're going to say. Let me pause. I know a guy that knows a guy. We all know him. He's a great guy. Knowledgeable persons, Marx and Lenin. I don't know if you type out on Lenin like that to make it spelled like John or on purpose, rather than that Russian dude. We're championing reference to his justice, Engelrun having his clerk up with him like a queen, Fanny Willis. I don't know. I don't know. In your response, can you please ask them for a citation of Orange Man bad statute or regulation? I can't find it. You need to look harder. Look harder. Look harder. I'm convinced that Rafiki basically was blowing opium into his face. It's like, yeah, okay. When you're completely buzzed out of your brain, when your brain is floating like 6 feet out of your skull, and someone's saying, "Look harder," you can see all sorts of stuff. Maybe there's an Orange Man bad statute there. So the argument for the gag is Orange Man. Essentially, yeah, he's really bad. We all know he's bad. He's terrible. He's a terrible man. The soothing clickety clack. And a little chauffeur blowing there. Malone versus Rose. What is that? What's Malone v. Rose? Malone v. Rose. What is that? Like Pete Rose being kept out? Where is this? Private restraint free speech, Malone. As part of an action transfer court for Williamson. This is assigned on briefs on March 1st, 2024 in Tennessee. Is this a case I'm going to like? This looks interesting. I'm going to look at this later. I appreciate it. I'm going to put this on the side here. I appreciate that you calling that to my attention. Thank you, Brian. Let me get back in here because this is only the first document out of God knows how many. And there's 8 emails that him sent me. Defendant's long and well-documented history of publicly attacking individuals involved in legal proceedings against him, including witnesses, jurors, prosecutors, judges, and their families. Long and disturbing history of using social media, speeches, rallies, and other public statements to attack individuals whom he considers to be adversaries, including courts, judges, various law enforcement officials, and others. That's what we found in Carroll v. Trump. Okay. And I do. This is what I do foresee. I foresee the court saying that those findings in other courts can be recognized by Judge Merchant. This is what I'm. This is you. If you want to ask me what I am anticipating the First Department when. Assuming that they reject me, what I expect them to do is this. I expect them to the first grounds they might try and attack me on is standing. So I'm going to have to I'm going to fortify my standing. I actually asked Ron Coleman, I said, you know what? I was thinking about the whole standing thing. One way I can get past this whole standing issue, just goes whoop, right out the window. You get me a 5-minute interview with Donald Trump. And I just ask him like 3 questions about the trial. And he says, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to answer that because there's a gag order. I say, oh, okay, well then I have nothing further to ask you. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. President. And then I can tell the court that I had an interview with Donald Trump. He wasn't able to talk to me. My rights as a member of the press were screwed because of this order. That right there, boom, standing. Whoosh. Standing. Any standing questions go right out the window. So I mentioned this in a text message to Ron. And he gave me a 3-word response, which was not GFY, but close enough. Close enough. It was not gonna happen. I was like, why? Why is that impossible? Why is that impossible? They'll take him like a minute and a half. Not gonna happen. I can't get like 3 minutes. It'd be less than 3 minutes. Every standing question goes right out the window. Right there. My First Amendment rights. Freedom of press. Crushed by Judge Merchant's order. Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard? I don't understand. Why is that so hard? These attacks go well beyond even the outer boundaries of heated political debate. Instead, defendant persistently uses inflammatory, insulting, and even violent language to denigrate those involved in legal proceedings against him. So that's subjective. Targets those attacks have uniformly expressed their feelings of intimidation and terror at being the brunt of defendant's vicious rhetoric. Yeah, nothing here is... Let's put in a little comment here. Here's my comment. My comment is... Law ain't about the purported feels. And those harms are magnified when defendants publicly attack individuals. Those individuals are consequently threatened and harassed by others who have taken defendant's lead. United States versus Trump at 1. So this is what I know I'm going to be dealing with, and they're going to throw this back at me. This is what I'm expecting the first one's going to throw back at me. In criminal prosecution, people open, and the following summary of history draws on the undisputed record presented to the Supreme Court. Okay, let's see your undisputed record. People first opened an investigation subject matter of the charges of the case in August 2018. By early 2023, existence of the investigation, the grand jury was considering charges against the defendant, have been widely reported in the press. Okay. On March 18th, defendant announced on social media that the grand jury will soon return indictment against him, exhort his followers to save America from the people who are killing our nation. We can't just allow them, they're killing our nation. We sit back and watch. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. So he's urging people to protest. This is expressly. I'm going to get that whole quote in here. Directly urges people to protest, 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 not harass. This is so stupid. It's so stupid that this is actually what's considered a good argument. That day, the New York Police Department unit that provides protection for District Attorney logged its first threat case of the year involving District Attorney. See? So they're admitting, this is an admission. This is an admission that by their count, when he says something completely legal, totally fine, like there's no way that can possibly be deemed as calling for people to engage in some sort of illegal harassment, that is him crossing a line. This right there undercuts just how ridiculous this entire thing is. He says they're killing our nation, protest, 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 and that caused there to be a threat. If that's what's causing a threat, then there's no way. It's ridiculous to say that you need to silence him. This is just asinine. Unbelievable. See, this is, you know why he's being gagged? He's not being gagged because of Donald Trump. He's being gagged because of the threat of MAGA. That's what this is. That's what this is. This is the threat of MAGA. By March, the violent, threatening, harassing, offensive communication received by the District Attorney's Office had increased so significantly that the task of monitoring responding to exceed the capacity of the office's personnel was instead detailed to a special NYPD unit responsible for, among other things, detecting and preventing acts of terror. Oh, okay. So what did they find? Where's their findings? On March 20th. When did he send that thing? March 18th. Why didn't we get their findings? Here's the other thing. Offensive communications, that's what the hell does that even mean? Offensive communications could be like, you guys are corrupt for doing this. That's an offensive communication. There's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I want to make a note of this. Because when they had this "and" here, let me. It could be people legitimately calling out corruption that they say is offensive. Offense online attacks continued, often using ominous language. Remember the same animals and thugs that would do this, perhaps 200 million people, but actually all Americans are the communists, Marxists, rhinos, and losers that are purposely destroying our country. Oh, this is so poorly. I can't even know what he was trying to say here. Remember the same animals and thugs that would do this to perhaps 200 million people, but actually all Americans, are the communists, Marxists, rhinos, and losers that are purposely destroying our country. Yeah. So how is that not political speech? How is that not political speech? Everybody knows I'm 100% innocent, including Brad, but he doesn't care. He's just carrying out the plans of the radical left lunatics. Our country is being destroyed, and they tell us to be peaceful. This Turner Bragg is a danger to our country and should be removed immediately. What kind of person can charge another person when it's known by all that no crime has been committed, and also known that potential death and destruction is such a false charge could be catastrophic for our country? Why and who would do such a filing? Only a degenerate psychopath and truly sick hates the USA. We must stop them cold. Well, when you keep saying over and over again that the method of stopping the cold is protest, 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 and you say that that's something illegal, this is really so nothing here. What the heck is here? This is so ridiculous. One defense social media posts include a picture of defendant holding a bat in a manner that appeared to be menacing District Attorney Bragg. I want to see this picture. I keep hearing about this picture. Trump bat Bragg. The way you describe it. This is the post. Unbelievable. If you get to SCOTUS, can we please get a big bus from New York City, DC, so the following can follow you? Pretty please, we can drink root beers and eat pretzels. I'm not coordinating that. I'm going to be busy. And that's a long way off from happening. Look, maybe I'll win next week. We'll never have to go to SCOTUS. Never know. Joe needs to get in touch with artist Scott Lebedo. He knows Trump well enough to talk to him. Interview him at Scott's next portrait of Trump. I don't even know what Scott Lebedo is. Defendant's statements result in credible threats of violence, harassment, intimidation, directed to the district attorney's office and staff. Who was arrested? When? See, ultimately, what this is that MAGA is scary. Maybe they reacted to an article from the New York Times about the trial. Nobody knows. For instance, on August 9, 2023, federal government filed a criminal complaint charging Utah resident Craig Robertson, oh, we got a name at least, with transmitting interstate death threats against District Attorney Bragg through a series of communications that began on March 18, 2023, hours after the defendant posted a call on social media for his followers to protest Take Our Nation Back. So you're saying he's responsible for everything that happened during that 5-month period? He writes one thing. This is asinine. It's not reasonably foreseeable. And 1 million miles from Brandenburg. Also received hundreds of threats as a result of the defendant's public attacks. You don't know that. You don't know that. In 2022, Threat Assessment Protection Unit logged just 1 threat to the district attorney. In 2023, TAPU logged 89 threats to the district attorney, his family, or employees of this office. Yeah, how many presidents did he indict in 2022? So stupid. Correlative. No. Causation was Bragg's actions, not Trump's posts. This is so stupid. The same day, the defendant falsely stated on social media that he was about to be arrested in connection with this case and protest Take Our Nation Back. The officers responded to terroristic mailings twice around the time the defendant's indictment matter. In late March 2023, received a letter addressed to the district attorney containing a small amount of white powder and a note saying, Alvin, I'm going to harm you. In April 2023, office received a letter addressed to the DA containing white powder saying, you'll be sorry. Reprehensible conduct that should be prosecuted, yet in no way related to Trump. Officer received thousands of harassing racist. This is so stupid. Defendant taxing office of prosecutor. Defendant's taxing his office and the prosecutors in the criminal proceeding continue even after people file motions seeking to restrict extrajudicial statements. Yeah, because that was illegal. That's why. It's like every time we do something illegal, every time we do something shady, people get mad at us. Must be because Trump's words. In social media posts the next day, defendant targeted the senior prosecutor again by name, saying he was Merrick Garland's right hand, who was sent to the DA's office to make sure Bragg followed their legal orders and commands. The same social media post posted stated that Pomerantz and Cohen were death. Okay. Defense attacks related to this prosecution did not stop even after the Supreme Court issued its initial order restricting statements. Instead, the defendant reacted to the initial order by directing vitriol at Justin Merchant's daughter. In a post on March 27, the defendant claimed falsely that her daughter posted a picture of the defendant behind bars, and that her obvious goal was to make it completely impossible for defendants to get a fair trial. This is so dumb. Now they're going to the DC prosecution. You know what? I gotta tell you something. I'm not surprised how empty these papers are. This is so much fluff. Let's talk about what happened in DC as if that's remotely relevant to here. New York AG's civil enforcement action. Letitia James filed a civil lawsuit against defendants several businesses. Oh, you're too kind to me. I'm starting to get aggravated. Master Phillips like, Joe, chill. There's new members of the following. Joe. Chill. Chill. C-H-I-L. Chill. What we got here? Who'd you got? Let me see who you had. Let's see who was the lucky winners. I'm getting so aggravated reading this stuff. I can't even tell you. It's taking a long time to load. Who'd you got? Following people. Well, Stephen Evans gifting Beatrix. Thank you, Stephen. That's very kind of you. And the following 10 people gifted by Master Phillips and Vino Veritas, Wheezy Bob, Russell Warren, Jack, Cap Black, David, David Markham, Hot Mess Mom TV, and Ms. Mo. All of them gifted memberships. Welcome to the following, you fine, fine folks. Welcome to the following. The following, not at all a cult. Type of cult. Not even remotely a cult. Type of cult. Adrian wants to know if I'm successful to get his $9,000 back. He should. He should, you'd think. I commend your efforts, Joe, but we're a nation of men, not laws. I hope you can help dissuade me of that notion. Godspeed, Meshuggah. Greg Robinson is the man that the FBI killed in his home. Trump baseball bat, original context, 07-17-2017, Made in America event, Marucci baseball bat, Getty Images. Yeah, but the point is that he posted it together with a picture of Bragg to imply that, I guess, he's going to go untouchables on him or something. WTF, Congress banning anti-Semitism. We're in huge trouble as an Orthodox Jew. I want freedom. I want the freedom to hate Jews. I'm not really crazy about the whole banning. I don't even know what the heck the whole banning of anti-Semitism actually even means. I think it's weird. This is so weird. It's so weird. But no, I don't agree with banning a particular type of hatred. I don't agree with even banning the N word. I think let people, if people want to be jackasses, that's their legal right to be jackasses. There's already all these laws against, Title IX and treating people differently. What are you punishing them for hating? I don't know what that means. Like, what are you adding on here that's new? I don't understand anything about it. The court granted the state's motion for partial summary judgment in September 2023, held a bench trial of the remaining claims, potential remedies from October to January. February 16th, imposed monetary penalties and injunctive relief. Yeah, we all know about this. Throughout the trial, defendant targeted Attorney General James and Engoron with personal attacks online. For example, he repeatedly called Engoron grossly incompetent judge and partisan political hack. You're going to say that that's a problem too? Who was rogue and out of control. Rat's nest in New York Democrat corruption with a radical left judge who came up through a Democrat club system. These are all statements of opinion. Incompetent AG Letitia Peekaboo James considered the worst Attorney General in the United States. No, that's probably true. Ben also attacked Engoron's wife and son in repeated public statements saying that they had nothing whatsoever to do with the case. Attacked Michael Cohen as a trial witness as a sleazebag lawyer whose testimony was either exculpatory or false. Attacked Judge Engoron's law clerk through comments on social media and other public statements. Hundreds of threatening, harassing voicemail messages to the law clerk that, when transcribed, spanned over 275 single-space pages. And what did that do? And what was the upshot of that? And therefore what? Lawclerk's personal information was compromised with the result that she received an average of 20 to 30 calls per day to her personal cell phone, approximately 30 to 50 messages per day on her social media and email accounts with harassing, disparaging comments and anti-Semitic tropes. Hundreds of harassing and threatening phone calls, voicemail messages required courthouse security to constantly reassess and evaluate what security protections put in place to ensure the safety of the judge and those around him. How is that relevant to this case? Tell me how any of this is relevant to this case. This is by this argument, anytime he's charged with a crime anywhere, there's an open right to gag him, because look at what happened to Letitia James, that people got mad and the people got mad and that at that ridiculous trial. Enter an order prohibiting the defendant from making statements about court staff. Although the order initially decreased the number of threats, harassment, and disparaging messages, the defendant then violated the order, continued attacking the law clerk, leading to resurgence in threats against her. So this is going to create a problem that they're going to say, see, it's related to him tweeting, because the increase in his doing it is what led to an increase in the threats and harassment. That's what they're going to try and hang their hat on. In response, Engoron entered separate orders on October 2026, sanctioning the defendant for failing to comply with his earlier order. The defendant filed a CP Law Article 78 petition in this court seeking a writ of prohibition. The court dismissed the petition, concluding that writ of prohibition was not proper avenue to challenge the order. Well, that's good, because Article 78 is proper for me. Might not have been proper for him, but it's proper for me. Fulton County, Georgia prosecution. I don't know what we're talking about here anymore. Let's talk about Fulton County. I don't really care about Fulton County. More Fulton County, talking about Ruby Freeman, Roger Stone prosecution. In U.S. v. Stone, 12 jurors filed sworn declarations with the federal district court opposing release of the questionnaires and expressing concern that personally identifying information in questionnaires would expose them and their families to serious safety risks or defense of their followers. Okay. I want to pause here and tell you all a philosophical conundrum that I'm having a difficulty with. philosophical. That's the juror issue. I do not think that from a purist perspective, I think that banning him from speaking about jurors is constitutionally wrong. Constitutionally wrong. From a pragmatic perspective, it is taking that position will have me be deemed to be an extremist who shows no concern for potential impact. I'm very, very torn about this. Very torn about this. Do I try to attack? I mean, I'm in general attacking the entire order, but I can attack it piecemeal and include and sort of spend less time focusing on jurors, some time talking about the whole juror thing. So I just attack it globally and just say conceptually the whole thing is wrong. In my initial application, I took the global approach, and this way I didn't have to hone in on the fact that, I mean, I spent time zeroing much more in on Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels and the court order. And I really spoke very little about the whole juror situation. I don't like the idea of conceding the juror situation. But I do think that the more of a stink I make about the juror situation, the more difficult it will be for any judge, to go along with my philosophy. It makes me sound as if, makes me come across as if I'm blinded to a position without even mulling over everything. On the other hand, by caving on that, I'm almost kiboshing my own argument. It's a very, very tough thing. It's a very, very tough thing. Very tough call. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Miss Ignomy gifting 5 memberships. God bless you. Thank you so much. The 5 people who were gifted, courtesy of Miss Ignomy, were somebody. You're definitely here somewhere. Oh, it's further down. I don't really see it now. Well, that's not good. Oh, now it is. There it is. Spitfire, Mother of Papillions, Corinna S., One-Headed Man, and Sorry Boots. Please make sure you give your appreciation to Ms. Ignomy for that very kind gift. Much obliged to you. Welcome to the following: Corinna S., Mother of Papillions, Spitfire, One-Headed Man, and Sorry Boots. Following is not at all a cult. Type of cult. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows it. But it bears repetition. Also, my cousin. Oh, wait, I missed one. Also, my cousin is taking a turn for the worse after the most recent chemo. Please pray for Jason Cyril, son of Lucia. I'm sorry about that. Stephen Cooper says, I love my cult brand tracksuit almost as much as I love this channel. We're still on for the Flavor 8 shipment this week, right? Shipments are a little bit behind. There's no Kool-Aid. There's no Kool-Aid. There's no Kool-Aid. Allegan News, need to document news coverage could be source. Posted proposed digger homework assignment on locals. We need dates to search. What? What'd you post? What? I don't understand. Woods says, be careful being too emotionally involved. Did you make it weird with your personality? I always make it weird with my personality. You posted what? I'm scrolling here. Let's see it. Posing digger homework assignment, using dates in response to harassment, find news articles and videos about New York Bragg's case. Oh, to show that they were the ones which were document to show this harassment could be from news and videos, not just true Trump's truth in statements. It could be helpful. Show other sources, I guess, that caused. Maybe it was this article that caused it. You don't know. No one knows. Dana says, I'm giving my cousin Vinny a call. Maybe he can help. That would be nice. And certainly get more attention to this case, that's for sure. Just get Joe Pesci in here. Solve all my problems. Bam. 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 Thank you, ma'am. All right. I like that idea, Elegant is. That could be helpful. Make that juror argument to the court. Think so? You think so? I don't know. All right. Defendant's advocacy of revenge and retribution. Let's see what he got on this. Defendant's attacks. Oh, sorry. One more thing. Lots of good case law citing that ballet trial Kash Patel was witness in. Might be helpful. The 14th Amendment one? In Colorado? I don't think that's relevant to these issues here. If that's what you mean. Defense attacks on judicial process are of a piece with his broader history of advocating revenge and retribution against his personal opponents. For example, in 2004 book, oh my God. 2004 book. 2004. This is what we're worrying about. Oh, did you see what he wrote in his 2004 book? My God. This is the stupidest thing in the world. My note to myself is this has to be a joke. Decimate first. He wrote, for many years I've said if someone screws you, screw them back. Oh my God, this has to be a joke. 2007 book. As they also acknowledged, reports have confirmed that his public tactics of inside sports to engage in their own misconduct, yet defendants refused to monitor his comment to prevent such harms. See CNN transcript town hall of former President Donald Trump, May 11th. Defendant acknowledging that sports listeners listen to him like no one else. This is so stupid. It's like I don't even know how to argue with this kind of stupidity. I feel like this is who cares? When far-right groups consider defense of nationally televised statement, Proud Boys stand back and stand by to be a tacit endorsement of their violent tactics. This is more hearsay. Press reports have collected numerous accounts in which participants in January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, for example. There's no argument about law here. They're not arguing any of the law that I cited. Nothing. 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 About the balancing test. When is there a balancing test? Nothing. I gotta tell you, these papers. I'm sorry, this is a joke. This is a joke. We're 20 pages in, and I haven't seen a legal argument yet. It's just here's a history of all the times of how he's really scary, without even being able to have a causal link. At multiple points throughout his criminal proceeding, the defendant was admonished to limit his disruptive and derogatory attacks. Example, in an arraignment, Judge Merchant directed defendant to speak to client. Oh my God. Give me a legal argument. Give me a friggin' legal argument. Is there a legal argument anywhere? The Article 78 challenges. Finally. Oh my God. All right. We're down here, paragraph 60. How many pages are left here? Oh, that's, we're not even at that. We're at his argument. Okay, here we go. All right. On April 8, 2024, he followed it. What did he ask for? Rather than challenging the order as a whole, defendant instead sought to prohibit 3 discrete features of the order. Single justice of this court denied defendant's request for an emergency stay. On April 16th, Joe, good Lawgic, filed an instant application seeking broader relief than Trump, an order prohibiting Justice Merchant from enforcing every aspect of the order restricting extrajudicial statements. That's true, because it's a crazy order. Good Lawgic claims the order is unconstitutionally infringed upon Donald J. Trump's freedom of speech and that this restraint carries over to violate petitioner's First Amendment right to receive and report about defendant's speech. Oh, here we go. Argument. Okay, here we go. God. Oh my God. What page are we on? Paragraph 62. How many paragraphs are there? There's only 16 paragraphs left. Oh, okay. This is going to be good. This is a joke. I'm buried in fluff. I'm buried in fluff. Okay, here we go. Seeks the extraordinary prohibition against the order's enforcement, which he claims violates Trump's First Amendment rights, matter Fischetti versus Scherer. Petitioner's claim is derivative. He argues that because the order unconstitutionally restricts defendant's speech, it also unconstitutionally restricts petitioner's right to receive and report that speech. Such a derivative claim arguably affords petitioner, purportedly a member of the press, withstanding to maintain his challenge to the order. See In Re Dow Jones. See also Matter New York Times v. Rothwax. Yeah, I cited that. But the media's right to receive speech does not enlarge the rights of those directly subject to the challenge restrictions, meaning that petitioner's claims are entirely derivative of the rights of the trial participants to speak. Okay. That is, petitioner's challenge turns on whether the order violates defendant's First Amendment rights. Okay. All right. I think that's true. I think that's probably true. It does not. Petitioner's claim fail. What's your little footnote here? Petitioner also requests a stay pending this court's termination of his proceeding. Defendant made a similar request for a stay, and a full panel court denied that request on April 23rd, 2024. Petitioner has not attempted to articulate a basis for interim injunctive relief. This court should deny that request. That's already been denied. When you wrote this, it was already denied. What the heck are you talking about? Okay. Let's ignore your little footnote there. The constitutional standards governing an order. Now we're getting finally to the meat of this thing. Here we go. Here we go. What do you got for me, Phil, he, him? Constitutional standards governing an order restricting extrajudicial speech depend on the person whose speech is restrained. Where an order is directed to a non-participant, it will be permissible only if it poses a clear and present danger of actual prejudice or an imminent threat to the proceeding's integrity. Citing Gentile. A less demanding standard governs orders restricting speech of a trial participants. That was attorneys. Specifically attorneys as articulated in the concurrence of Justice O'Connor. Where she cites the court's superior role to control attorney behavior. Find her damned quote. You guys will find it. I mean, I'll find it also. Don't worry about it. I'm not relying on you to find it, but yeah, okay. See, New York rules of professional conduct. Exactly. New York rules of professional conduct don't cover posing stand on attorneys. Any such order must be narrowly tailored, and there must be no less restrictive alternatives to protect the integrity of proceeding. He's admitting it's on the attorneys, not the defendant themselves. Oh my God. Wow. This is weak. All right. Maybe I don't need help. The order satisfies these constitutional standards. As explained above, defendant's uncontested history of engaging in personal attacks that were threatening, inflammatory, and denigrating would undoubtedly risk impeding the orderly administration of the court. Such attacks deter jurors, witnesses, and prosecution, and court staff from participating in these proceedings, both those who are direct victims of the participating in those proceedings, both those who are direct victims of such attacks, and others who witness defendant's statements and rightly understand that if they come forward, they may well be the next targets. That term effect is amplified here because defendants penchant for attacking not only the individuals but their families as a result. And individuals called upon to participate in these proceedings, whether as a juror, witness, or in some other capacity, must now concern themselves not only with their own personal safety, but the safety of the potential personal attacks upon their loved ones. And the threat of prejudicial interference with defendant's criminal proceeding is particularly grave because the criminal trial has already begun. As Merchant rightly concluded, given that the eve of trial is upon us, it is without question the imminence of the risk of harm is now paramount. So this is like we're right because Merchant says he's right. Merchant is right because Merchant says he is right. Must be very convenient to be Judge Merchant. The record fully supports Judge Merchant's conclusion defendants' unrestrained personal attacks pose a grave threat to the integrity of the proceeding. Defendants' highly prominent statements terrorize and intimidate his direct targets as described by the details described. My God, there's no argument here. There's really no argument. First defendant's extrajudicial statement. I don't even know if he read my papers. Did he even read my papers? I don't know if he even read them. Did he even read them? This is amazing. This is so good. Defendant's extrajudicial statements particularly lead to a barrage of other attacks by defense followers. In this proceeding, for example, defendant's statements have led to a massive increase in threats against the DA, the prosecutor's case, and their families. Who cares? You're making that conclusion. You didn't read anything. Talk about Judge Engeron. Defense attacks also terrify and intimidate others who are not themselves direct targets. You didn't talk anything about Michael Cohen and any of that. You didn't talk anything. Concerns are not hypothetical. Throughout the investigation and prosecution, witnesses have expressed concerns about speaking with a number of district attorneys about testifying trial, fear of their safety and safety of their families. Is that what Michael Cohen told you? Because I don't think he did. Wow. Wow. These are terrible papers. Actively exacerbated this problem, posing to a social media account on April 17, 2020 that they're catching undercover liberal activists lying to the judge in order to get to the Trump jury. Indeed, since the court refused his request for a temporary stay, defendants engaged in a tirade of social media posts that violate the order, prompting Mershon ordered defendants show cause why he should not be held in criminal contempt for willfully violating the court's order. He didn't argue anything. Sustained massive security responses. Also, not a legal argument. None of this is a legal argument. Wow. Wow. How can I lose this? Broke no new ground restricting defense extrajudicial statements. Are you joking? You're relying on what the DC Circuit Court said. You didn't read the part which I basically went on and on about how New York is a different yardstick than DC. Narrowly tailored? No less restrictive measures that would suffice? Oh, I don't know. How about excluding Michael Cohen? That'd be one way. How about excluding Stormy Daniels? That'd be another way. What about the Supreme Court expressly says that you're allowed to attack those who oversee the court process, meaning staff? This is crazy. There's no legal argument here. There's nothing. I think I'm going to take back my retainer agreement. Like, I don't need you. I can take these folks down myself. Hell with them. 3 discrete challenges. Oh, okay, we're on page like there's only 37 pages. I'm on page 34 here. We're finally getting to my 3 discrete challenges. Oh, okay. Are you going to address them? We're going to get a legal argument out of you? Is that going to come? The law does not permit any sort of balancing test. Oh, okay. Here we go. Reported state interest prosecuting a case against an accused. This is incorrect. Oh, okay. Where am I wrong? Tell me where I'm wrong. Supreme Court has made clear that while litigants not surrender their First Amendment rights to the courthouse door, those rights may subordinate to other interests that arise in this setting. Seattle Times versus Reinhart. This is one case that I'm not going to kid you. This is a case that I actually said I want to look up. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now you give me a little homework. Seattle Times versus Reinhart. I think I started looking at this case and didn't finish. What is this case about? Let me just a quick look at this case. So Reinhart's cult leader, religious group, Respondent Aquarium Foundation. In recent years, newspaper companies published several stories about Reinhart and the foundation. Damages action for alleged defamation and invasion of privacy was brought in a Washington state court by respondents. It will also include certain members of the foundation and saying you guys suck for what you wrote about us. During the course of extensive discovery, respondents refused to disclose certain information, including identifying foundation donors and members. Pursuant to state rules modeled on the federal rules of civil procedure, the trial court issued an order compelling respondents to identify all donors who made contributions during the 5 years preceding the date of the complaint, along with the amounts donated. The court also required respondents to divulge enough membership information to substantiate any claims of diminished membership. However, pursuant to State Rule 26, the court also issued a protective order prohibiting petitioners from publishing, disseminating, or using the information in a way except where necessary to prepare for any and try the case. In seeking the protective order, respondents had submitted affidavits to several foundation members averring that public release of the information would adversely affect foundation membership and income and would subject members to harassment and reprisals. By its terms, do not apply to information gained by means other than the discovery process. Washington Supreme Court affirmed. Okay. So when they're forced to give over information in discovery, they're able to keep it from being published. You can't give a protective order. Judicial limit. What the hell? This is the lethal case for me? I don't think this is gonna be a problem in this case. Nor is it correct, as petitioner claims, that balancing interest is appropriate only where an accused interest is a fair trial is at stake. The public has its own compelling interest in fair trials. Boom, which equally warrants affirmative steps to protect the integrity of this criminal process. So you're basically citing this DC Circuit Court case. That's, trust me, I have a problem with DC Circuit Court findings as well. Yeah, that's not really governing here. No, please. Okay. All right. Good. He can't attack it. He has nothing. This is the weakest. This is nothing. I gotta tell you something. When I came up with this theory, I was like, I wonder if anyone else has come up with this theory before. It doesn't seem like it's that crazy. It seems like something people would have thought about before. Like it's not. I didn't realize I was coming up with something so novel. When to me this just seems obvious, and they have no answer for it. This is no answer. You're basically like, oh, okay, you know what? The circuit court said there's such a thing as a state interest, and they didn't even go. He could have even cited. I'll tell you this much: he would have done better homework if he actually had cited, I don't know, 12 pages out of it and just quoted from that decision, and made me spend the time ripping that apart. Which, trust me, I would spend a whole lot of time figuring out how they cobbled that thing together. It's a gem. Second, petitioner complains that there was insufficient factual support for just merchant determination. Defendant's unrestrained extrajudicial speech poses serious and imminent risk to impair in this proceeding. Contends that just merchant was required to conduct a hearing. That's true, I do. Claim simply ignores the mountain of essentially undisputed evidence recounted above. No, the causal link is the problem. You essentially ignored that I said it's correlative, not a causal link. Oh my. Third, petitioner complains that the order allows potential witnesses, specifically Matt Cohen, storming damage to that defendant without affording the defendant an opportunity to respond, but this perceived unfairness not provide basis to disturb the order's restrictions. After all, there's no record suggesting statements by the witness threaten integrity of the defendant's proceeding by deterring trial participants or otherwise. By contrast, the record contains overwhelming proof the defendant's attack posed such a threat. Okay. I gotta tell you something. He half-assed it. I think he half-assed it. God bless you. God bless you. He, him. God bless you. That's not. This is a joke. He really half-assed it. All right. Wow. He's treating me like I got nothing here. He's treating me like I got nothing here. I'll tell you right now, I'm going all the way to the Supreme Court on this one. I'm fighting all the way to the Supreme Court. There's no way I'm stopping. There's no way I'm not stopping for 10 seconds. If I end up having to go to the Supreme Court, I'm going to need them. I'm going to need you guys to come up with that money. Because there's out-of-pocket cost there. There's out-of-pocket cost there. Wow. That was way less challenging than I was concerned about. What's the other 8? What's the other 8 things that there's 8 emails he sent? Why is there 8 emails? What's he sending me here? Good golly. Are they just exhibits? They're just exhibits to support this nonsense? I'm feeling so much better. Oh, I'm feeling so much better. So much better. Let me go up. What else you got here? Email number 2. What's this? is an exhibit. Do a decision in order. Here's what it gives me for. This is the second email. Exhibit, decision in order. Trump's papers. Thank God. They just burn paper for the sake of burning paper. Who's reading this? Who's reading any of this? All right, well, this is not something to be concerned about. What else you got for me? What else you got for me? Got anything for me to be scared about? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it so far. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like these people make me feel like an awesome attorney. They really make me feel like an awesome attorney. This is a joke. I'm sorry. He, him, you failed. This is a fail. Email number 5. What do you got here? This is just more exhibits and more exhibits. I'm going to show you. I'm going to just so you have an idea. I think this will win the day, I guess. I don't know. If you think so. You think the Supreme Court's going to be all impressed with this? You think this is what's going to impress the Supreme Court? Your exhibit number 4, let's show Roger Stone jurors citing Trump tweets saying they've been threatened and fear harassment. That's very compelling. Back in 2020, people were felt threatened when Roger Stone was being railroaded. Wow. What about Derek Chauvin? Was that also because of Donald Trump? When Derek Chauvin was being threatened, when Rittenhouse was getting thousands of death threats, was that also because of Trump? We live in politically active times. We live in politically active times where the crazies are unabashedly coming out of the woodwork. That's what happens. The crazies are unabashedly coming out of the woodwork. Do I wish that they would not come out of the woodwork? Yes. Do I wish there were no crazy? Yes. But to say that we're going to now ignore the Constitution because the crazies are coming out of the woodwork, I mean, it's an asinine perspective. It's completely asinine. And look at this. Look at his opposition. Look at this. What is this? Why are you sharing? Who cares about this? Exhibit 5. Oh, let's talk about what's happening in Georgia. Okay, this is a joke. This is a joke. My God. My God. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is a joke. This is a joke. I cannot wait to go in there on Monday. Oh my God, I can't wait to go in. Oh my God, I can't wait to go in. Oh, I want to come in on Monday. Oh, I want to go in there. All right, let me see. Here's the thing. I didn't see anything from the OCA. I didn't see anything from the OCA. I wonder if they had like any sort of real opposition. What? I don't understand what I'm looking at here. This is what I got. This is from the OCA. This is not an attorney I met yet. I don't think this is a he, him. Response to Article 78. Petitioners filed Article 78 naming Acting Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan as a respondent. Petition indicates petitioners disagree with the order restricting extrajudicial statements. An amended order. Okay. And they show the order. Exhibit A. Is there? Am I missing something? Are there more exhibits that I'm missing? Archive zip. Oh. Wow. I'm not seeing anything else. They really think I'm a joke. They must think I'm a joke. There's two possibilities here. They either think I'm a joke or they really suck as attorneys. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they assume I'm a joke. There's nothing here. What is happening? What is happening here? This is your what does this even mean? Okay. And they have two exhibits. You know what the exhibits are? The exhibits are the two orders. That's it. I don't know if I'm missing. There must be something missing. There's got to be more here. What's going on, Lisa? I don't know what's happening. Don't know what's happening. Certainly not. I want to be clear. To the extent any of you saw any information, I mean this 1,000% seriously. Please no one dox or harass any of these people. They're just doing their job and doing what they're supposed to do. And I'll be really upset if anybody does anything to like dox anyone. Don't dox anyone. So it's like, and it really would kind of F up my case also if that happened. So please don't. Really, please don't. I just don't. I don't understand. I just don't. Do I even like really even need like another? The only reason I feel like I'm giving him a lot of money for this. I guess 25,000. I don't know. These papers are not looking very scary. They're not looking very scary. It's 30 pages of like, he's such a bad man. And no law. Just nothing on the law. Wow. They don't even really attack my standing too badly. He just makes these veiled things saying like, his standing is no greater than Trump's is. Okay. I'm okay with that. I agree with that. That's true. I'm feeling good. You should be feeling good too. We should all be feeling good. Feeling good. Really good. Really good. Really good. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to win this thing. Maybe not this level, because frankly, I got concerns about this level. I'm going to win this thing. I'm taking this thing down. This is garbage. This is hot garbage, and I am coming after this. I got my teeth sunk into this. I am going. I'm not letting go of this. I don't even, you know what? I don't care. ADA office, OCA office. God bless them. Apparently, you don't want to take me seriously? Okay. Someone's going to take me seriously. Can the New York ARDC remove the judge if this serious complaint filed against him? It can be clearly shown the judgment is violating 100.1, 100.2, 100.3. Can it happen? Yeah. Will it happen? Almost no. Seems like an attempt to reframe a lawsuit and cloud your thinking through the frustration and big-ass think Socratic questions to undo the effect. Well said, Caleb. Well said indeed. And like I said, my focus is going to be on legal arguments. You can sit here and basically throw at me a litany of all these different posts he makes, which none of them are legal. None of them are actually encouraging people to do anything illegal in any way, shape, or form. They basically say anything he says just riles people up and they act like crazies. Even if he says protest, 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 like what is that? What the hell is that? That's their First Amendment right. This is so stupid. It's wow. And the OCA, look, maybe I'm going to give the OCA benefit of the doubt that there's papers I'm missing that I just never got. And I'm going to contact them tomorrow and say, where are my papers? Glad to hear you aren't stepping away or relinquishing the case to someone new. Throw back to our chat. It seems you found an Aaron. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I really, I got lots to say. Not arguing the law may well be the point. Maybe. Well, let's see how well that plays in front of the Supreme Court. The first section is all First Amendment free speech. No, it's not. It's all he's really, really bad and scary. Oh, you're saying that he's engaging in free speech? 100%. Yeah, he's not breaking any laws. I thought you were saying they're making a free speech argument. Yeah, you're correct in that. Isn't Gentile just a slightly nicer guy? Here, Ron thinks after reviewing. Ron liked my papers. I'll tell you right now, my papers are better than, like, a million times better than this. This is nothing. There's no legal argument. Daniels, Cohen, Judge, and Laura Merchant, and Alvin Bragg, public figures that can be scrutinized in the public domain. Slander against public figures can only be rebutted. New York Times malice standard. Has the harassment stopped after Trump gagged? I don't know. And who the heck even knows? I don't know. It depends on what hearsay we listen to tomorrow. Check everything the guy cites. It smells like he's using ChatGPT to research the cases. Like, I know the cases that he's bringing up. There were other cases I expected him to bring up that he didn't bring up. I'm almost like, are you kidding me? I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I could write better papers than that. I would write better papers than that. If I was opposing me, I would write better papers than what that. Much better papers than that. Judge said Trump can respond to taxpayers' post, can cite the attack and then respond. Did he say that? Because I didn't see that anywhere. Where did he say that? You could have to put it here. You could throw in locals, Allegan. Throw in locals. Show me where he said that, because I don't think he said that. Possible the court received a different version? That's very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. If you win this, I'll grant you a pardon from the Tom Jones cover. That would not be unusual. Read the messages, send like super chat to help money. Oh, I can do that. Master Phillips. Number 10. God bless you, brother. Check SCOTUS beforehand about the hat. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear a hat. SCOTUS. Who are the 10 people who got gifted? Let's see who those were. Voting slowly. I'm feeling really good. Soy was gifted membership by Master Phillips. Night Watchman, Matt from the North, Tommy Two Gun, CD117. I know that little monkey icon. Morgan, Malcolm Mays, Sherry Ward, Pat Mack, Stephanie. Oh, that jumped on me. And Stephanie Wilburn, all of them gifted courtesy, Master Phillips. God bless you, my brother. I'm going to give you another one of these. That brings me back to Bella Stella hitting with another 10. Good 10 new followers. The followers are pouring in here. come pouring in here. And you want to know why? It's because we have a great leader like Worcestershire sauce. Great leadership like Worcestershire sauce. If you want to see a fine example of leadership, you need to check out Worcestershire sauce, because I'm not the leader of the following. I'm not. I'm a follower, just like you. I'm a follower. That's all I am, just a follower. But one of the great things, some people ask me, they say to me, Joe, why did you become a follower in the following? Like, what was your motivation for that? Because, you can express yourself fairly well. You can explain why that is, and I'll tell you why. I became a follower in the following because the following is about community. And community is very important to me. It's about unity, and I think there's way too much disharmony. Way too much disharmony in this world. Way too much. So we need community, we need unity. Some leadership training skills is definitely a plus. And ultimately, the whole journey that we have around the sun, every 365.25 days, that's about personal growth. So yeah, you should be a member of the following. You damn well should be. And so many of you gifted courtesy of the likes of these fine people and the other people who were gifted. You want to know who else was gifted who joined me as a member in the following? Courtesy of Bella Stella. There was Axis Humboldt Unincorporated, Lacey Petit, Mr. Remakes, Hangman. That's right. We got Hangman here now. It's not Hangman 420. It's not just a regular Hangman. This is a Hangman 420. This is a Hangman who knows how to hang. We got KRM 944, Darren Amstutz, Robert Tucker, Skeeter. That's right. That guy with the guitar, Skeeter. Yeah, Skeeter. That's right. Cindy Bowman, Zena B. The following is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. That's the following. That's the following. And part of our strength is that we are not at all a cult type of cult. There's no Kool-Aid, no spaceships, no tracksuits, no harming others, no self-harm, no engaging in dancing around bonfires, no goat sacrifices, no squirrel mutilations, no throwing virgins into volcanoes. Wee! I guess it would be wee sploosh. None of that. None of that. None of all that culty type of stuff. Because the following is not at all a cult type of cult. At all. So, welcome to the following, all you people who were gifted by the very kind benefactors we have here at the following. God bless you guys. Robert Rogers says, reach out to the ACLJ, and if Jay Sekulow would write a brief for the court. You know what? I reached out to the ACLJ, and they said, I'm so sorry, I can't help you. I'm too busy raising money for whatever other stupid causes we're working on. So no, okay? I'm telling you right now, all these people, finito to me. I'm not begging them. You know what? They should be begging me to come in here. You want to know why they should be begging me? Because this case is a win, okay? You want to know who should be thanking me? Emil Bove, Todd Blanche, Donald Trump Jr. They should be thanking me. That's what should be happening here. Dershowitz should. This is like they're basically this is like Tom Cruise saying, "Oh, I don't want to be in Shawshank Redemption. F you, Tom." Eat it, because this is going to be a win. I'm feeling this. I'm not promising anything. I'm just telling you, my heart of hearts. No one knows before it comes out what it's going to be. No one knows. Nobody knows. I'm telling you now. It's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I passed that one up. That's what's going to happen. Sorry, Turley. Sorry, Sekulow. Sorry, Dersh. You missed out. This was a great case. Yeah. Next time someone comes asking about like how First Amendment law works, you send them to me. Okay? Send them to me. Ridiculous. Truth Trump, you can't reply, you have standing. Yeah, apparently. Well, if I truth Trump, if I send him a truth, he can't reply. I don't know. Tell you right now, if they don't come up with better lawyering than what I've seen so far, I'm taking the win for sure. I'm taking this win. Taking this win down. Let me check out what's going on over here on my little. Let's see how this is going. I haven't been looking at my GiveSendGo. / such a great. I was so happy that I managed to get Trump ungagged. Oh no, ungag Trump. Ungag Trump. Wow. Wow. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Wow. 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 Check this. $1,045. I opened this thing up a couple hours ago. Less than 5 hours old. $1,000. You guys rock. Oh my God, you rock. Look at this. H Coffee, $100. Bella Stella, $100. Anonymous Donor, $10. Jeff, do I get to see messages? Oh my God. You guys are amazing. Let's do it. Godspeed, Joe. Godspeed. I can't afford much. I'm gonna tell you. I want to see what people like comment. I promise. Brian Banks, $100. Brian. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Wow. Amazing. Simply amazing. Sherry Young, Brian Epivo, Anonymous, John Gordon, Stephen Evans. This goes on and on. You guys are amazing. We're gonna get this. I never promised anyone to win. I've never done it as an attorney. I'm telling you right now. I don't see how we're gonna lose this thing. I'm not, and the most likely place for us to lose, sadly, is Monday. But part of the reason that I think it's important for me to get up there and speak on Monday is because I think that it's going to be televised and it's going to be aired. And Viva Friday is going to be airing it, and other people are going to be airing it. And it's important for people to see that there's competence that is arguing on the side of justice here. They need to see my competence. People who don't know me need to see my competence. They need to see my fire. They need to see that this is something they can trust in, that it actually has a prayer, and recognize the validity of the arguments that I'm imposing there, and see the weakness of the opposition, which will likely prevail at this level. But all of them can have confidence that, you know what, when justices who are a little bit more 6-3-ish, it's got a good chance of pulling out here. Good chance in a 6-3 environment. Good chance. Fighting for clamping on free speech and protecting free speech rights. Good chance. And you guys are amazing. Amazing. I'm taking this sucker home. I'm taking this sucker home. I'm not letting go of this case. Oh, thank you, Frankie. You're too kind. I'm trusting an ex-socialist to lead the community. Yes, you Worcestershire, my ex-socialist leader. That disappoints me. That sucks. Want me to bring back the spirit of my ancestors to deal with it? We're fine. We're gonna take this. Ride the Valkyries plays in the background. Dun 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 dun. Buddy Cassis, new member of the following. Not your first time dancing at this rodeo. Not your first time. I seen that bust of Cassius before. Welcome aboard. I don't know. You might have elevated a level. They show you as being a new member if you like elevate. So it's possible you elevated. That's possible. But to me, it looks like a new member. There'll be no take backs. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you right now, I'm feeling really good. Oh, I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling like I want to just go out there and just start drafting some papers. Like tear apart as to how stupid all their hearsay and all their whining about, like, he said this mean thing and this mean thing, and what about what happened in Fulton County, and what about Judge Engeron and all these things. Mom, he's saying all these mean things. People say they're scared. People say they're scared. Yeah, people also don't like him. They have every reason to say that. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Ever manifest? Any arrests of people? Any? One? One arrest? One arrest? Something? One arrest? That we could say this is linked to him? Nope. Nope. What about Rittenhouse? Was that also? I mean, there's a lot of crazies out there. There's a lot of crazies. I'm not giving any sanctioning to the crazies. But the fact that there's a lot of crazies out there doesn't mean that we need to start ripping out the Constitution, start issuing out gag orders every time some crazy does something stupid. All right, my friends. I think that this was a life lesson for us all. Let me check over here, make sure I didn't miss anything. This is very possible I did. I haven't looked here in a little while. Little while. I'm good. Okay, I'm good over here. Do a quick check over here, make sure I'm good here. And my horses, the Ride of the Valkyries. All right, Londo. Everybody said it. Anybody could do the important. No, I'm doing it. I ain't even nobody. And I am going to do it. That's to you, Londo. If you're in locals, you know what I'm saying. I am a nobody, and I am going to do it. All right. I think I'm gonna go pass out. I'm hoping to do a local stream tomorrow. I also need to start catching up as to like what's been going on in the Trump trial, because I haven't been watching it at all, and I feeling neglectful. Like I should go down there. I don't know if I'm gonna go there tomorrow. We'll see. I'm gonna talk with Ron Rudy some more. I'm not playing the cicadas. The cicadas. Anyway, my friends, I've missed you. It's good to be back. It's really good to be back. I'm going to be landing our plane up over here. It's time to land the plane. Read everything. The tricky check. Oh, check then. No. I know you. Oh, Darla. I mean, gratitude. $25. Thank you, Darla. I'm going to drop you one of these. That was Haley hit me with a fitty. Hoping to hear amazing and huge updates tonight. And let's get this. Let's go, Joe. God bless you, Haley. You're awesome. Salute. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. All right. I'm feeling really good. Really good. Really, really good. Really good. We're going to take this sucker home. I was so sure. I was like, you know what? Because I'm new to First Amendment law. I'm like, maybe there's just something that's sticking out. And then Mark Randazza threw like a wrinkle at me. And it's like this veiled thing. Like, I don't buy your theory, Joe. And it's like, okay, walk me through why. Maybe he still will. But I'll tell you that something. Whatever flaws he saw, whatever he thinks he sees, these guys opposing me, they don't see it. They don't see it. There's no flaw. If you're citing Gentile and Seattle Times, that's your offset, you got nothing. You got nothing, because Gentile does nothing to my arguments. Gentile talking about that you're allowed to restrict attorneys where Supreme Court Justice Sandra O'Connor says this is clearly just for attorneys. And you even mentioned that you're citing attorney rules of ethics, saying, you see, the attorney rules of ethics say that they can be restricted. Yeah, because Gentile is all about your ability to restrict attorneys because they're willfully submitting themselves to the court, and therefore their speech can be restricted because they say, oh, we are happy and we are voluntarily walking in here, so now we're subjecting ourselves to the jurisdiction of the court. That is very different from a criminal defendant who's bound and gagged and dragged in front of the court, and then you can say, oh, we're going to gag you when you step outside the court. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to help feed them what arguments they have that are stronger. There certainly are stronger arguments that I was like, oh, okay, I got to figure out how to work around that. I think I can. I'm certainly not going to spoon feed these bagels that. I'm not giving them that. Wow. All right. If this is your best, God bless you. And by the way, I say that obviously sarcastically, but to every one of you who donated to me, Bella Stella, Master Phillips, and countless people here, like Century Bro throwing hundreds at me over and over again, Pam, who's always, every one of you, whether it's $2, $5, $20, sending me money on Venmo, and Haley, and just, and just people just randomly sticking money to me. And now with this GiveSendGo, you guys are amazing. I really appreciate you. I'm going to keep fighting. Keep fighting. Never rest. It's our First Amendment. We're standing up. We're standing up for the First Amendment here. God bless you all. I thank you so much for standing behind me the way you have so magnanimously. And my piece of advice to you is you might sometimes, you're looking around and you're thinking to yourself, God, I'm so hungry. It's right there. It's just right there. I could just reach out. And I'm telling you now, they want you to reach out. They want you to. But no matter what they do, no matter what they tell you, it's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. It's not what they say. Do not eat the bugs. And as always, my friends, I say to you, good night and Godspeed.